Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tech Sensory Solutions. The topic today is Castlevania to Simon's Quest released for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Section 1, Overview, Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, released in 1987 for the Nintendo Entertainment System NES, is the second entry in the Castlevania series. Developed by Konami, the game was designed by Hitoshi Akamatsu, with music composed by Kenichi Matsubara. The development team aimed to expand on the gameplay mechanics established in the original Castlevania by incorporating role-playing elements, non-linear exploration, and a day-night cycle, which were relatively novel concepts at the time. Section 2, Plot Summary and Game Design. The story follows Simon Belmont, who is cursed after defeating Dracula. To lift the curse, he must collect the body parts of Dracula, his heart, bone, and so on, and ultimately confront him again. The narrative unfolds in a gothic setting, filled with villages, monsters, and secrets. Key characters include Simon, Dracula, and various NPCs who provide clues and assistance. The game is notable for its deeper narrative elements compared to its predecessor, integrating a quest structure and character interaction. Section 3, Game Design. Simon's Quest revolutionized gaming through its open-world design, allowing players to explore freely rather than following a linear path. The day-night cycle influences enemy behavior, with some becoming more powerful at night. This design encouraged exploration and experimentation, as players needed to figure out the best strategies to progress through the game. Section 4, Range of Environments. The game features various areas, including towns, forests, castles, and dungeons. 1. Village Transylvania. Environment, the starting point of Simon's journey. The village has a quaint, gothic aesthetic with cobblestone streets, houses, and shops. It serves as a hub for information and item collection. Enemies. Zombie. Commonly found roaming the streets, they are slow but can overwhelm with numbers. Skeleton. These enemies wield shields and can be more aggressive, requiring careful timing to defeat. 2. The forest. Environment. A dark, eerie area filled with trees, winding paths, and occasional pits. It's more open than the village, and has a slightly labyrinthine quality. Enemies. Bat. Fast and difficult to hit, they swoop down to attack. Werewolf. Stronger than zombies and more agile, they pose a significant threat with their powerful attacks. 3. Cave. Environment. A dimly lit cavern with stalactites and various paths. The atmosphere is foreboding, and the layout can be confusing, often leading to dead ends or hidden areas. Enemies. Mummy. Slow-moving, but can inflict heavy damage if they connect. They can summon other enemies. Ghost. Ethereal and difficult to target. They can phase through walls and attack unexpectedly. 4. The Windmill. Environment. A unique structure with a rotating windmill. The level has platforms and narrow paths, challenging players with height and movement. Enemies. Skeleton. Again appears here, utilizing the vertical space to attack from above. Flying enemy. Varied flying creatures that can drop down to attack Simon. 5. The castle. Environment. The layout resembles a traditional castle with stone walls, staircases, and hidden passages. The atmosphere is darker, with a sense of impending doom. Enemies. Bone Dragon. A boss enemy in this area, but various smaller enemies also roam the halls, including stronger skeletons. Demon. These enemies can teleport and attack from a distance, requiring players to stay mobile. 6. The Tower. Environment. A tall structure with vertical movement, featuring stairs and platforms. The higher you ascend, the more challenging the enemies become. Enemies. Medusa. Known for her petrifying gaze, she can be particularly challenging due to her unpredictable movements. Ghost again appears here, with the potential to surprise players by phasing through walls. 7. The Graveyard. Environment. A desolate, haunting area filled with gravestones and an ominous atmosphere. It serves as a transition between the village and darker realms. Enemies. Zombie. Commonly found here, often appearing in groups. Bone Pillar. A defensive enemy that can attack from a distance with bone projectiles. 8. The Final Castle. Environment. This is the climactic setting, filled with traps, dark corridors, and multiple levels. The atmosphere is tense, filled with the remnants of Dracula's dark power. Enemies. Dracula's minions, including powerful variants of previous enemies that can use more advanced attacks. Dracula Final Form, the ultimate boss, requiring players to utilize everything learned throughout the game. Summary: each level in Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest presents unique environmental challenges and enemies that require different strategies and approaches. The variety in settings from the village to the foreboding castle creates an immersive experience while challenging players to adapt to new threats as they progress. The enemies reflect the themes of the environment, reinforcing the sense of an ongoing battle against darkness. Section 5. Bosses. In Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, players encounter several bosses throughout their journey. Here's a breakdown of the bosses in the game, in order, along with their appearances, attacks, and strategies for defeating them. 1. The Bone Dragon. Appearance: a skeletal dragon that emerges from the ground, adorned with bones and a menacing grin. Attacks: the Bone Dragon primarily uses a fireball attack that travels horizontally and can deal significant damage. Strategy: use the holy water to deal damage while it is grounded. You can also utilize the whip from a distance when it flies. Dodge the fireballs and strike during its recovery. 2. The Ghost. Appearance: a spectral figure that floats and has an eerie, translucent quality. Attacks: the ghost can phase through walls and create illusions, making it difficult to track. It primarily attacks by charging at Simon. Strategy: equip a cross or holy water to damage it effectively. Timing your attacks when it materializes will help avoid its charges. 3. The Mummy. Appearance: wrapped in bandages with a ghoulish face peeking through, the mummy is a slow but formidable opponent. Attacks: the mummy lunges at Simon and can inflict heavy damage if it connects. It can also summon smaller enemies to distract Simon. Strategy: keep your distance and use ranged attacks, such as throwing daggers or holy water. Avoid getting cornered by its summons. 4. The Werewolf. Appearance: a hulking creature with shaggy fur, glowing eyes, and razor-sharp claws. Attacks: the werewolf uses rapid slashes and can jump to close distances quickly, dealing substantial damage with each hit. Strategy: equip the whip and time your attacks as it lands. Use the day-night cycle to your advantage. Attacking during the day can make it easier to dodge its movements. 5. The Vampire. Appearance: a classic vampire figure with a cape, sharp fangs, and a menacing posture. Attacks: the vampire can teleport and use dark energy projectiles to attack Simon from a distance. Strategy: stay mobile to avoid its projectiles. Use the holy water to trap it in place and deal consistent damage, and strike when it teleports close. 6. Dracula Final Form. Appearance: the iconic vampire lord with a regal yet grotesque appearance, often depicted with long hair and a menacing expression. Attacks: Dracula has multiple forms, with attacks including fireballs, bats, and a powerful beam attack that sweeps across the screen. Strategy: use the holy water effectively to create damage zones. Dodge his projectiles and try to stay in close to deal damage with the whip when he transforms into bats. Learning his attack patterns is crucial for avoiding damage and countering effectively. General tips for boss battles. Preparation: ensure you have enough health-restoring items and upgrade your weapons before boss encounters. Observation: pay attention to each boss's attack patterns, timing and patience are key. Use of items: don't hesitate to utilize items like the holy water and crosses, as they can turn the tide in difficult fights. Positioning: always be aware of your positioning. Staying mobile can help avoid damage and provide openings for counterattacks. By employing these strategies and being mindful of each boss's characteristics, players can effectively conquer the challenges posed by these formidable foes in Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. Section 6. Graphics and Music. The graphics in Simon's Quest were advanced for its time, featuring detailed sprite work and atmospheric backgrounds that conveyed a dark, gothic theme. The music, composed by Kenichi Matsubara, includes iconic tracks that enhance the game's eerie ambience. The soundtrack features memorable melodies that have become synonymous with the Castlevania series. Section 7. Bonuses and Secrets. The game is rich in secrets, including hidden paths, bonus areas, and special items. Players can discover secret rooms that provide additional health or unique weapons. The use of certain items, like the holy water, can reveal hidden paths or defeat more challenging foes. Section 8. Items. Simon's Quest features a variety of items and weapons, such as the whip, daggers, and holy water. Each weapon has its unique properties and uses, influencing combat strategies. Players can also find items that restore health or provide other bonuses, adding layers to the gameplay mechanics. Section 9. Various endings. In Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest, players can achieve different endings based on their actions and the speed at which they complete the game. The endings primarily depend on how many of Dracula's body parts Simon collects and the time taken to defeat him. Here's a detailed look at the various endings. 1. Good ending. Requirements. To achieve the best ending, players must collect all 5 body parts of Dracula: the heart, the ring, the bone, the eyeball, and the skull, and defeat him within a certain time frame, generally around 10 in-game days. Description. In this ending, Simon is fully cured of the curse, and the scene depicts him being embraced by a light, signifying his victory over evil. The text emphasizes that Simon has saved the world from Dracula's darkness, and that peace has been restored. 2. Normal ending. Requirements. This ending is obtained if Simon defeats Dracula, but does not collect all of his body parts or takes too long beyond 10 days. Description. In the normal ending, Simon still defeats Dracula, but he remains partially cursed. While he is shown victorious, the implication is that his struggle is not entirely over, and the tone is less triumphant compared to the good ending. 3. Bad ending. Requirements. The worst ending occurs if Simon fails to collect any of the body parts or takes an excessively long time to defeat Dracula. Description. In this ending, Simon is shown defeated, emphasizing that he has succumbed to the curse and darkness. The text indicates that the battle against Dracula and evil is ongoing, leaving players with a sense of loss and urgency. These varied endings encourage exploration and replayability, as players may wish to experience each outcome by adjusting their strategies and approaches throughout the game. Section 10. An all-new experience. Compared to the original Castlevania, Simon's Quest introduced RPG elements, including character interaction and item management. The open-world design marked a significant departure from the linear gameplay of its predecessor, offering players a more immersive experience. Section 11. Worldwide sales and legacy. Castlevania 2. Simon's Quest sold over 1.3 million copies worldwide. Its legacy is significant in the gaming industry, influencing future titles with its blend of action and role-playing elements. It helped establish Castlevania as a beloved franchise and set a precedent for exploration-based gameplay in action-adventure games. Overall, Simon's Quest remains a landmark title that pushed the boundaries of its genre and continues to be celebrated by fans and game developers alike. Thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Please like and subscribe for more content like this. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Until next time, may legends be born.